from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football is
Good
strong.
morning and welcome again to the GDFL Footy Show, coming to you live out of Geelong on a beautiful Saturday morning as we get closer and closer to that magnificent finals action coming up very, very shortly at the St Albans Reserve. But we've still got two big rounds of footy going on and a big chance for a couple of sides still striving to make the final five for 2012. Last week we saw Belpost Hill, the Panthers, much too good for Inverleigh Hawks. Joel Page kicking 6 goals, a great effort there, Joel. The Belmont Lions with their big reunion game, a magnificent lot of celebrations going on at the Winter Reserve. They belted Corio with Ash Bogan kicking 4 goals. And the North Geelong Magpies, well, they kept their finals hope a little bit alive. They beat the Anarchy Roos, and Pearl Anarchy there put them right out of finals contention completely. Werribee Central's Ducks too good for Geelong West, a massive win. 13 players contributed to the goal kicking out there, with David Leach once again in the goal kicking for the Centrals, kicking 7 goals. The Bannockburn Tigers absolutely blitzed the Winchelsea Blues with Bradford Tiller kicking 10 goals, Aaron Eddy 9, Matt Tyquin 5. Magnificent effort there by the Tigers. Winchelsea look like they will not win a game in 2012. The 94.7 match of the day was the Tommy Tigers. Well, they were much too good for the East Geelong Eagles. And Luke Forbes, he got his 100 goals. He got 9, in fact, from 85 to 103. Or was that 104? Doesn't matter, I'll work it out later on. Magnificent effort indeed. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and once again I've assembled the biggest names and brains in country football to eradicate, adjudicate, communicate, and definitely not procrastinate. And the first man who needs absolutely no introduction, number one man, number one commentator in country football, Eric Nicholls. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick. Nice to be back again.
It's great to have you back too, Eric, and we've got him out of the vacuum cleaner. The little flea that we lost in the shagpole carpet last week has reappeared. The magnificent man from the duck pond, the little duck himself, Grubby Cations. Good morning, Grub.
Yeah, good morning, mate. What did he kick, 9 or 19? If he went from 85 to 103...
Don't confuse me.
He failed arithmetic at school.
Yeah. And a little bit of a word has it. He went to the doctors through the week too, Grubby, I heard, and he said, Doctor, I think I'm a mosquito. And he said, go away, sucker. You reckon am I getting funnier every week?
Well, you are, mate. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm back. I did watch the show, and it was the most boring show you've had all year. So a lot of people have said to me, I'm glad I'm back. So
yeah, that'll do. Now, last week, of course, with the big 94.7 match of the day, the Tommy Tigers, Lucas Forbes kicking his 9 goals. Here's Eric with Lucas.
Here at Thomson, after a magnificent performance by the home side, I'm joined by the leading goal kicker in the competition, Luke Forbes. Welcome.
Welcome, mate.
Luke, firstly, a fantastic win, a great fourth-quarter performance, second side against fourth side, and you absolutely blew them off the park.
Yeah, it's probably our best win for the year, four-quarter effort anyway. The victory's probably pretty sad by losing three sort of big blokes, you know, all dislocations, so that's probably seizing any injuries. So, you know, we're going to have to find some replacements now, which the big blokes aren't easy to get, really. So.
But right from the beginning of the game, your intensity at the football, your intensity at the player with the footy was outstanding, and really never got let East into the game.
Oh, that's right. From the first quarter, we knew we were here to play, so, you know, that's what we want every week, every time we go out now, you know, coming into finals. So it was a good effort by all the boys, really.
And personally, a fantastic day, and there are not too many players in any football kick 100 goals in the season. How'd you feel when you kicked 100?
Yeah, no, pretty good, mate. I like a goal, as the boys know, you know. But look, they look after me. They're pretty good. But like I said, I'm pretty sad by the 100. You know, it's nice to get it, but as long as we're winning, and you know, I feel for the blokes we've lost today.
Was there anything made of it prior to the game by Christian Hyland, the coach, or any other players to the point that it was going to affect the game?
Nah, not at all. Christian hasn't mentioned it once this year, which is good. I just wanted to get out of the way early, and a few of the boys sort of joked around and had a few mates here watching, so it was good to get it today.
And you just touched on the fact that you individually can't get 100 without a lot of other blokes, and they've been fantastic to you.
Oh, that's right. You know, we've got a pretty good structure out down there, but you know, we don't want to rely on me kicking the goals. You know, it's a bonus, but other blokes have to sort of come into it too, and you know, we've got a few good options down there, and you know, we're winning. That's the main thing.
And the local supporters had a big scoreboard behind the goals with the number of goals. As you kicked from 95 onwards, they added one to the score. It was a fantastic feat. It looked terrific.
Yeah, no, a few of me good mates come along today, so I'm glad I kicked in the end. So it would have been a bit of pressure on. they put a bit of pressure on me, but no, it was good.
Luke, congratulations individually, but more so congratulations on the team. Fantastic performance. At least you go into the finals in a couple of weeks' time now with a lot more confidence.
Oh, definitely. You know, that's what we're going to bring to the table every week now. There's no questions asked. You know, losing your 3 blokes, other blokes have to step up now. That's it. We've got to play like that every week now.
And welcome back. And of course, the ladder as it stands at the moment is very interesting indeed, particularly when it comes to the fight for the 5th position. Belpo still and Thomson still lead the way, followed by Bannockburn, Werribee Centrals. And the big interest there is East Geelong and North Geelong both on percentage. I'm going to discuss that in a very short time. Anarchy can't make it into the lead. Belmont Lions, West Carrara and Winchelsea cannot make the finals. Now, guys, I'm just going to hand these sheets out to you. I want you to pay attention to what's going on here. Can we just have the camera back on, please? Just hold the sheet there. Now, the equation, folks, is very simple. Now, watch me very closely and listen up, Grubby. I'm going to be asking questions. East Geelong, folks, are on 40 points. Now, they got 1,602 and against them 1,088. That gives a percentage of 147. Assuming they beat Inverleigh by 5 goals, say 72 to 42, their points will now be 1,674 and 1,130 against will be 148. Now, North Geelong, paying attention, North Geelong are currently on 40. Now, they've got 1,711 against 1,214 with a percentage of 140. Assuming they beat Winchelsea by 115 points, which is quite on the cards, their score is 145, which equates to approximately kicking 24 goals. Winch kicked 30 points, North win by 115. Now, that's quite on the cards, folks. North Geelong now have points of 8. Paying attention, Eric?
I'm watching.
Grubby, you with me?
We're not on air, are we?
1,856.
We couldn't be on air.
1,856 with 1,244 against. Now, their percentage will now be 149.2, which is a comfortable buffer to get them in the 5 against East Geelong. How simple is that?
What if they get beat the following week by Bannockburn at North Geelong?
No, I'm doing the equation for this weekend, dude. What's going to happen after tonight?
Well, in all seriousness, it's rubbish. Because if they lose the following week, good night, Irene.
It doesn't come into it, does it?
I spent a lot of time doing that.
We can see that.
I'm shattered, folks. So can North Geelong make it, Eric? I mean, they'll give me the equation. It's pretty simple, isn't it? I mean, you're a man of great brain.
Based on all of that, no, they can't make it.
Yeah, well, they can make it, but they've got to beat Bannockburn in the last game.
Yeah, but I'm talking about this week.
Yeah, but if they make it this week...
I'm trying to help the people at home.
But guess what? If they make it this week, there's no finals. There's still another game to go.
He doesn't realise there's 18 games.
Yeah, there is actually 18 games in the season. Well, you're going to have the finals after 17 this year, just to help for North Geelong's sake.
I was trying to help the people and everybody in football know that after today's round, that will possibly be the scenario as we speak tonight.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know how many people watch this show, but I will bet you not one of them understood a word you just said.
We're going to pay some bills. I'm going to go back and start my references all over again in my research, and we'll be back after this.
We are the Raiders from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football is strong.
And welcome back. And while you're at home completely confused about my analogy of what's going on with the final 5, we still have the Colts segment, and the man in question who knows everything about Colts footy in Geelong is Mitch Cleary. Good morning, Mitch.
Thanks, Dick. Thanks for having me on board, and I'm in live with yourself and Grubby. It's good to be here.
Don't bring his name into it, please. This
Got
is between
the,
you and me, mate.
We're going to start with Division 2 this morning, and I'm sure Grubby can shed a lot of light on the Bannockburn Werribee Central's clash this morning. 4 teams separated by just 2 points in Division 2 this morning, Grubby.
Say something stupid.
Yeah, there is. And look, it'll be a very good game. You've got to take your hat off to Bannockburn. They've got a lot of players who are playing up in their seniors that could play under 18s and would put them in the 4. But they're not doing that. They're doing the right thing. They're pushing them up. They're struggling a little bit, but they're going really, really well. You've got to take your hat off to the Bannockburn Footy Club. Yeah,
the other games in Division 2 this morning, Geelong Amador play Leopold, St Albans, Barwon Heads, and Geelong Western Peters, Bell Park.
Who's number 6 on there? Who's that?
Yeah, that's me.
He just jibbed it.
Move across to Division 1, as you can see
There he is again.
The footage from last week. Mighty St Mary's beating St Joey's up there at Drew Reserve. This morning sees Torquay take on Drysdale. If Torquay win, they can almost secure a top 3 berth. In other games, our boys play South Barwon at home, Colac play Lara, Newtown and Chewell play Grovedale, and Ocean Grove take on St Joey's.
Did you get a kick, Mitch?
Almost best on.
Okay.
You'd be left footer, wouldn't you?
No, right footer.
Left footer.
Come on, the segment's nearly finished. Come on, quick.
The Catholics.
In Division 3, plenty of games spread out across for GDFL fans this morning. Inverleigh have pretty much sewn up, they have sewn up top spot this morning, as Brian Cogley informs us. St Mary's 2s are in second ahead of North Geelong, Beaumont and Mottawarri, who are fighting for positions in the top 5. And Division 4, Anarchy play Cry this morning, an all GDFL clash. Pretty big match, 3v4. If Anarchy can secure a finals berth, if they win, while Cry can look to keep their finals hopes alive. That's all from me. Colts this morning. Back over to you, Dick.
Thanks, Mitch. And of course, Mitch will be back again next Saturday morning with everything that's Colts footy in the Geelong region. Well, to say we have a very special guest on the show this morning is an absolute understatement, because everybody in local footy knows who this bloke is. And if you've ever been around the East Geelong Footy Club in the last 10, 20, 30, 40, I better go stop there, years, he has always been around there. Not only himself, but of course his lovely wife has been part of the committee and part of the club as well, and his kids play footy out there, and a great institution from the East Geelong Footy Club. I speak, of course, of the man everybody in local footy knows as KO. Kevin O'Leary. Good morning, KO. How you going, mate?
How are you? Good, mate. Thank you.
Good to see you out of bed this time on a Saturday morning too, mate. You would have been used to that on the warm side, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Getting up early.
Getting home about this time.
Oh, getting home at this time of the morning.
Getting home, yeah.
Now, tell us, mate, a little bit about the Kevin O'Leary story. I know you've been at East Geelong for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I can only go 30 years since I've been involved in local footy, but you probably played footy with the king, didn't you? The great man himself, Mr. Neville Whitley. Did you play with him?
Absolutely, yeah. He was my first coach.
Was he?
Yeah, under-18 coach.
So you played before the war then with Neville?
Just about. It was a long time ago. It was 1967.
You would have met all his wives?
And girlfriends.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Don't get me in trouble.
I'm loving this KO, I tell you.
All right, no, we'll get into him if you like. We'll get into him. No, and the girlfriends too, yeah. When he left the wives. Yeah, okay.
No, he's honestly, Neville put me up to it, he really did.
Oh, no.
Now, tell us, mate, what's going on at East Geelong at the moment? It's been a bit of a struggle this year compared to the side you've had for the last couple of years. In my opinion, and I'm not a great football brain like the man beside you or Eric, but Adam Scrobelack would have been a big loss to the club.
It's shown up this year with the ruckman. Ben Bolton, fantastic. Plays his heart out in the ruck every week and just needs that backup, which Adam did. He gave him that backup for 4 or 5 years, and which put us there. And we struggled a little bit with the second ruckman to recruit this year, and he's done the work, but it's wearing him down a little bit. And coming up against the bigger bodies, Belpost Hill, Thomson, it's shown out. He still plays his heart out, Benny, but it's just that 4 or 5 goals that we lack.
I know you shouldn't believe everything you see on Facebook too, by the way, but I did hear a rumour that Scrobble might have got engaged too.
That's exactly right.
Is that right?
I rang him last night to wish him luck.
Yep.
Him and Kira, very nice lady, plays netball at Thomson.
Fantastic.
And I think they got engaged up at Crown Casino
Unbelievable.
on Saturday night, yeah. Good on him.
Wonderful.
Good on him.
Now, see, folks, Grubby doesn't understand. I've just pointed to him to ask him a question of KO, and he's looking at me stupid.
Well, because he was still talking.
No, he wasn't. He'd finished. You can say something.
Unlike you, I don't interrupt people. But look, I do have a question for you, KO. With East Geelong,
Yes.
in the interleague, you made every single player on your list available to them, unlike a lot of other clubs. You went further than that, you blokes. You hired a bus. You all went up to Bendigo and watched it. Like, to me, that just doesn't show passion for the East Geelong Football Club. It shows passion for the Geelong and District Football League. And I just reckon some of these clubs should take a leaf out of that book and make it a great day when we go up there and make our interleague even better.
Yeah.
Exactly right, Grubby. Like, what was the Queen Elizabeth Oval? It was fantastic.
There you go. Beautiful.
Fantastic to watch football at, and we were there for 3-4 quarters. A couple of funny decisions went against us, and we got beat. And same as the year before at Mount Gambier, a couple of decisions right in the end. And I know we followed. A busload of us go up, the elderly citizens from East Geelong, and follow the GDFL right through. Look,
But that's terrific.
yeah, it's, as I said, it's been now since we were right through. I've been right through the GDFL from 67 myself. Then it changed in 1981, the split, and it's been terrific ever since. We've been competitive, so why shouldn't we follow them?
That's right. And we couldn't have a KO segment without a little crack at the umpires, could we?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody in footy knows when you get out to the East Geelong Oval and the man is sitting up in that timekeeper's box, everything's quiet until a controversial decision takes place and the window flies open and there's absolute barrage coming out, mate.
You do tend to see things different from a timekeeper's box. I tell
Can you improve enough to win the flag from last Saturday?
Oh, you would think, we would hope, with all the injuries back, but we would have to make it first. We would have to make it. Then you've got to. Obviously, we can probably finish 4th or 5th.
Well, if you took notice of my first segment, KO, you'll know that you've got to beat Inverleigh by 5 goals. But if North win by 15 goals, we'll be...
Here we go again.
That's at round 17, Dick. With one to go after that, I think there's a different draw.
Absolutely.
But look, no, if we could finish 4th or 5th, we maybe would probably play Werribee, Werribee Centrals, and we've beaten them twice. And then if you get over that, you play either Thomson or Bannockburn. If Geelong don't make it.
Thanks for coming in, mate. It was a short and sharp segment.
All right.
But we really appreciate you coming in on a Saturday morning, mate. I say this sincerely, all the best to East Geelong for the rest of the season, although I've worked it out that if you don't win by 5 goals today, North win by 15 goals, we will go into the final 5 this afternoon. Stop looking at me like that, Grubby.
Because it's not final. There's one to go, I keep telling you.
I know. Thanks, KO. I appreciate it, mate. And as I said, all the best to the club and all the best to you and your family. And
Thank you, mate.
We'll catch up at the finals with you, mate.
Thanks, Dick.
Good on you,
Good on
mate.
you, KO.
Gavin O'Leary, the stalwart of the East Geelong Footy Club, the Mighty Eagles. We'll take a break and come back and talk about all the action on this afternoon. Back after this.
We are the Raiders from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football is strong.
And welcome back. Well, we have got some fantastic games on this afternoon. Nothing bigger than the 94.7 match of the day. There it is on your screen, folks, your home of country football. 1:30 this afternoon. It's out at Victoria Park, and it's the Bannockburn Tigers taking on the Thomson Tigers. One thing for sure, Eric, the Tigers will win this one.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Dick, and really looking forward to this because 2 weeks before finals, always get excited for finals time, but it'll be interesting to see just where Bannockburn are. We saw Thomson last week, played really good football, particularly after halfway through the first quarter, they really turned it on, and it'll be interesting to see how Bannockburn match up to them. And Grubby, you've seen Bannockburn more recently than I have. How would you compare the two?
Well, I'll tell you what, a couple of weeks ago, if you had asked me this, I'd have said Thomson will clean them up without any problems. But Bannockburn have improved immensely since we saw them a couple of times. We saw them 2 weeks ago against Anarchy, and they were dead set terrific. Unfortunately for them, I thought Thomson was the best Thomson played last week. They were terrific as well. So I think with the class, you would normally say Thomson would win easily, but we did see a few injuries go down on Saturday. I think Marcus Forbes got hurt. Voss hurt his elbow, and
Bowles.
I think Bowles was the other one, and they're all pretty big blokes.
Well, they were Voss and Bowles particularly. They were pinch hitting as ruckman, and I don't know whether Greg can run 4 quarters.
Well, I don't think he can, and that's where their value is. Their immense value to back him up. And you know, the form I saw young Gareth Haggerbol's in out at Anarchy, he was absolutely terrific. So. Look, it might be closer than you think, and I'm still going to go for Thomson to beat them because I do think that the top 2 sides have the class. But look out at Victoria Park, Bannockburn are a chance.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you guys. I think Bannockburn just coming into form at the right time of the year, and that's the business end of the season, which we're approaching now. Out at Footrot Flats, the Anarchy Roos, well, their season is all but gone. Mathematically, they can make the finals, but reality says they probably won't. And they play the Werribee Centrals, Ducks, and of course out at Footrot Flats, I'll start again with my teeth in. They're always a hard nut to crack out there, aren't they, Grubby?
Well, they are, and I just can't see how a side that was playing so well at the moment obviously didn't play well last week. They had an excuse halfway through the year with injuries and unavailabilities, and we could see where that was coming from, but they've got most of those players back. I think they've only got Costello and Davis and maybe Carter. I'm not sure if Carter played, he didn't the week before, and their last 2 performances have been pretty poor. So Werribee, well, you don't know what they're doing. They beat West last week, but West had, 10 players. They had 2 players pull out before the game. They had no one down there, so that result you can't go by. So it'll be close, and if Werribee do win this, then they will make the 5. There's no doubt about that, because I think they've got Winch last game, so they really have to win this one.
And if they do lose this, North Geelong could jump into the final 5.
Well, they will if they kick 115 points, and we know.
And we've got a bit of time at the end of the show. I can go through that with you.
I've got plenty of time, yeah.
No, I think the Anarchy Roos might be too good out there too. Now, out at the Gun Club, although that's from the 1st of August, it's no longer the Gun Club anymore. It's closed, but we'll keep it up till the end of the year till we come up with a better name. They take on the North Geelong Magpies, and I've gone through the equation, folks, and I've bored you absolutely, that way anyway. And you've got no chance of ever coming back and listening to me again with any set of credibility. But the North Geelong Magpies, Eric, they've got to win by 30 goals to give them a real good show of playing finals footy. Can they do that?
Oh, it's always a possibility, Dick, but I just wonder whether they've got the potential to do that. Briggy hasn't been kicking the goals as he should have been in recent weeks, and it would be up to him to get a decent tally. Around the ground, they're probably much too strong for Winchelsea, but whether Winchelsea want to finish with some sort of credibility before the end of the season. If they're looking to get players for next year, players will want to see some sort of indication that it's worth going down there to play footy. And with that in mind, they're looking at credibility. They might put up a fight. But North should win comfortably. Whether they're going to win by enough to put them into the 5 at the end of this week, who knows?
Who knows? Would you give North Winchelsea any chance at all, Grubby?
No, I think North will win by their 30 goals. I've got no problems with it. Are you going out there, are you?
I'll have a look, yeah.
I'll tell you what, be careful. There's a weighbridge halfway there. If the coppers put you on that, it'll cost you a bloody fortune.
He's a funny little man, folks, isn't he? Out of the Ring Road Recreation Reserve, the flag favourites, Belpo Still Panthers, take on Coria, who are definitely out of form at the moment. Grubby, do you think Coria any chance at all out at the Ring Road?
Absolutely none whatsoever. They will get an absolute flogging. I think what Brent Gergich's done, he's just got Belpo Still going better and better and better and better as they come up to the finals, just like a real good coach does. And at the moment, they can't afford to loll around and take this one easy because they might stop their momentum going in the finals. They'll be out there for the kill this week and they'll beat Coria by a long, long way.
Do you agree with that, Eric, of course?
Absolutely, yes.
Concurred. You won't have to agree with him.
I've got to agree with that one.
Unbelievable. Lad at the Kevin O'Leary Oval, of course, we just spoke to the great man himself and he knows what the equation is. They've just got to keep winning games and they've got to belt the Inverleigh Hawks. Do you think they can do that, Eric?
Well, I think they can win, Dick, but they need to play a lot better than they did last Saturday against Thomson. And Inverleigh, they would love to cause an upset, and probably for half a game, 3/4 of the game last week, they were competitive against Belpo Still, but they'll need to do more than that this afternoon to get over East. I think with what's at stake, East certainly should win.
Grubby, what do you reckon?
Well, that's the worst I've seen East Geelong play for a long, long time last week. They were not competitive. I think they gave a free kick away before the first bounce. The umpire even balled it up, and they were never in the hunt. I tell you, if this was out at Inverleigh, I'd be going for Inverleigh, I reckon. But just back down at the Eagles' Nest, I'll go for them. They'll be too strong. They need to win too much.
Yeah, no, and I reckon it's been a pretty good season for Dale Smith too, and I think hopefully they've re-signed him again for 2013 because
they have.
Yeah, well, he's done really good in his first year, no doubt about that. Okay, out of the Church Street Oval, the last game on this afternoon, it's the Geelong West Cheetahs, and they take on the Belmont Lions, and I guess a win for either club would be fantastic. I'll go with you, Grub. Do you think that Geelong West have got a chance to make it another good win for them this year? Oh,
they've got a huge chance. As I say, I think they had a lot of blokes pull out last week, which is very, very disappointing. I didn't want to go down the highway, and I think you'll see that they'll all be back this week against Belmont. But Belmont played pretty well last week too, so I really don't. I'm going to go for Belmont, just.
What do you reckon, Eric?
Yeah, I reckon it's a 50-50. Be a very close game. I think West would love to finish the season with at least one more win, but I just tend Belmont Lions just a little bit too steady, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it goes out there this afternoon. One thing for sure, the wind is the moment. It'll be nice and cool out there as it always is out at the Church Street ground. Just before we wind up the show, any thoughts at this stage on a Whitley medalist coming up? It's only a couple of weeks away now. Just in a quick word. Grubby, just a quick word.
I'll give you the Quinella.
Go on.
Forbes and McLeod, both from the same side.
Righto, Eric?
I certainly tend to look at McLeod. I reckon has had a great year.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll just keep that in mind as we get closer and closer. Well, I thank my two friends behind me. I see Fiona and Donna have been looking over my shoulder for the entire morning, which is really good to see them after the netball show. Looking well, girls, I
wouldn't have seen much.
I might have a chat to them later on about my stats and how the percentages all work. I'm sure everyone at home is very intrigued about that, folks, aren't you? Well, of course you are. That's all right. Well, look, you have a fantastic afternoon in footy. That's all for the show this morning. We'll be back again next Saturday morning, bright and fresh and fluffy tail again, and we'll even bring Grubby back, of course. And don't forget this afternoon's game on 94.7 The Pulse is Bannockburn and Thomson out at Victoria Park. It'll be a fantastic indeed. Enjoy your footy, folks. Look forward to seeing you all again next Saturday morning. Bye for now.
We are the Raiders from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you our football is strong.